Cage Cider fans, welcome back. And if you're looking at this lady and you're a MMA or a boxing fan and you don't know who she is, shame on you. Because this is the greatest female fighter we've ever had in the history of our sport. Miss Lucia Rijker, thank you so much for joining us today. Cage Cider fans, let me tell you something. 17-0 as a professional boxer, 14 knockouts. But prior to that, she's the greatest kickboxing martial artist in all of Europe. So, you know,
54-0.
54-0. So before we even say the words Ronda Rousey or a Cyborg or Gina Carano, before all of that, there was Lucia Rijker. Ma'am, you came at a time where, as you know, women weren't recognized to be able to do what you're doing. In fact, there was even a match, and I don't even know if anyone's ever done it up to this point, where you even fought a man, and it was a real match. Looking back now, and here you are today, you're getting inducted to the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, rightfully so. I believe you should be inducted to the Canastota Boxing Hall of Fame also. You're a true Hall of Famer. What's some of the greatest memories, especially during that time where it was so hard, and you were truly one of a kind?
The greatest memories were when people said no, it was wood on my fire to become the greatest. Every no from every individual, I wanted to turn into a yes. Every reporter in boxing that didn't like women's boxing, I wanted them not to love women necessarily, but love the art of boxing and recognize it also within women. Because it's not, you know, I didn't want to be babied, oh, it's a girl and she can join because she's a girl. I wanted them to say she can join because she can fight. And still today, every woman out there, and there are a lot of great champions, I want them to be accepted because they can fight. Not because they're cute. I mean, it helps when you're beautiful, because Oscar De La Hoya, you know, is cute, but Mike Tyson, I mean, for some he's cute, but still, he's an animal, and he's recognized. I would like women to get the same respect. When you are a great athlete and you give all you have, you should have a chance to say, I want to box, I want to kickbox, and I want to do MMA. And these days, that's a possibility. In my days, I got a lot of no's. But I'm very grateful for all the women that went before me, so I could do what I had to do. And also, I'm grateful that I could do for the women that are on top right now what I did. You know, so they get paid and that they get the recognition. And whether it's a Ronda Rousey or, you know, Ann Holmes, Holly Holmes, sorry. Yeah, that's when you get hit, right? You slip names. Holly Holmes, great legend, showed Ronda Rousey that stand-up is powerful, that you don't underestimate a stand-up fighter. You go in being present at all time. I don't care if you're an MMA fighter, if you do jiu-jitsu or if you kickbox or a boxer. You go in, be present with whoever is in front of you, and don't go in with a plan thinking it's going to work. Throw your plan out the door and be present. Try to, you know, implement it in the moment, not in a, like, you know, forceful way, because you could get your ass knocked out when you do that.
Now, ma'am, speaking of that, and you are a trailblazer, Anna Hulatan, who is Freddie Roach's only second female fighter, she always tells the story about how she believes she would have never even been allowed to work with Freddie Roach if it wasn't for you. She met you in the 2006 Amateur Nationals. She didn't even think about becoming a pro fighter. You had a very deep talk with her during the Nationals, and you even told her, you said, you know what, Anna, I don't like it that you're boxing and you're putting your hands down. I want you to put your hands up. So I want to talk about that connection with you and Anna and Freddie Roach. When you went to Freddie Roach, what was it about him? He was so young then. What was it about him that made you want to train with quite arguably one of the greatest trainers we've ever had in the sport of boxing?
You know, what made me train with Freddie Roach was he was a young, hip guy that gave me personal responsibility. If I wanted to be a champion, he said, I'm here. Which meant I had to do my road work, I had to do my own dieting, I had to do my own strength and conditioning training, and he was there to hold the mitts and guide me in the art of boxing. So I had to come with a toolbox, which I dragged with me from kickboxing, and show to him I was hungry and willing to do whatever it took within the limits of the sport, because I was never able to do certain things, which might have gotten me more fame. But within the limits of an athlete, I gave it my all. I worked hard, and I was motivated. And that is something that is difficult when you just start out. It's good to have a good amateur trainer. And, you know, my heart goes out to all amateur trainers that put their heart and their time in to build a fighter until they're ready to go to the next step. And then you go to a trainer like a Freddie Roach that can take you to another step, but you already have a personal responsibility. Nobody needs to call you to get out of bed. Nobody needs to tell you what you ate. Because you want to be a champion, you take personal responsibility for your career and your success. You don't give it to your trainer and say, oh, this guy's the best, he can take me there. You take you there no matter who's in your corner because you are showing up.
Now that's so beautiful that you said it that way, man, because Anna Hulten, that's what she always talks about, is she looks up to you so much. You truly trailblazed her path. She came from the martial arts background. She went to Freddie Roach, and at that time, Freddie Roach even used to tell her, hey, I don't care that you're a woman. I only care that you're responsible. And if you choose to do it, then you're going to have to deal with whatever the successes and failures are. 3 world championships later, they were able to do it. Anna Hulten has now delved into the mixed martial arts world. She's not quite done yet, ma'am. And the reason why you're sweating, of course, is you were giving her so much of your energy and so much of your teaching, showing her that famous Lucia Rijker left hook that knocked so many opponents out. And you have beautiful kicks. Obviously, you used to destroy them all with your 54-0 record. Looking at it now and seeing the landscape of MMA, what's your greatest takeaway from it now? Are you proud, or are you still kind of thinking in your head, you know what, there's more to do? There's more to do for you ladies.
What I want to give all the men and the women out there, don't just build self-confidence based on your titles and your performance only, but also build self-esteem. Why do I say that? When the titles are gone, who are you? If you don't know who you are underneath the titles, the belts, and the fame and or the money, you will fall apart, right? Like a great car, you race it into a wall, boom, and you have to rebuild yourself. So do some type of spirituality. Meditate, seek God in some, there's so many roads to a higher power. Seek it on your way. Don't wait till you're suffering, till you're done. Do it as you go, and not just because you want the fame and the money. You pray to God, help me with this fight, make sure that I get what I want for me and my family. No, to know who you are underneath your performance, because that's where most fighters deal with. They become addicted to performing, and it's just one more shot. And that's where we get hurt. It's a dangerous sport. In most sports, we don't have as many head injuries as we do. So just transform yourself as you go by adding spirituality to your training camp. Mind, body, and spirit preparation is very important. Not just mind, body. The spirit is as important.
Ma'am, last question. You're being inducted to the Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, a Hall of Fame award that you truly deserve, and you deserve even more than that. How does it feel for you that the person that's going to be making your induction speech is someone who's looked up to you since the amateur days, went through your path, only became the only other person that Freddie Roach allowed to become a world title under his belt, and she's so honored to just even be around you, just to even feel your energy? How does that feel for you to be awarded and to have that type of recognition from literally someone that you opened the door for?
It's really interesting you asked me that, because they first asked, would you like Christy Martin to hand you the award? Or we could ask Anna. And I thought, okay, Anna is the new generation. Christy Martin was my generation. And I thought, I have amends to make to Christy Martin, because I'm very grateful how she kept me in the business, because I had a beef with her that was beyond this lifetime. It was a rivalry that kept me in the gym more than anybody. So I'm very grateful for Christy Martin, who's been a big part of my career. And yet, the new generation, someone I paved the way for, I'm honored, I'm grateful to have passed the torch to someone who took it and is taking it to a whole other level. Like, honestly, I'm moved. And at the same time, I would have been as moved as Christy Martin. If she would have given me the award, I would have thanked her for being part of this sport, for also inspiring people like Anna in some way, shape, or form. We all did it together. The women from that generation are all responsible for an Anna. I am grateful that Anna was with Freddie, because Freddie is one of the great trainers out there, and that she got her world title with him, because to get Freddie is very difficult, especially nowadays. That's very difficult. So that she got his attention means that she has determination, skill, and talent.
Ma'am, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for everything you've done And whenever we think of any of the new generation UFC, Bellator, women nowadays, you can't say any of the championships names without saying Lucia Rijker first. I hope that one day they even, you know how in the NBA they call it the Larry O'Brien Trophy. I'm wondering if one day maybe a Bellator will come up with the women's flyweight title and call it the Lucia Rijker belt.
Maybe a female on the bronze statue that we have in the award. That when it's a woman that she has breasts, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
No, just acknowledge the women. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
That would
Yes,
be nice.
ma'am. Thank you so much, K-Sider fans. Thank you so much. You're a legend, ma'am. Thank you.